Yeah, and it's well worth if you're ever over in the Malvern Hills and that side of the country. Do go to the Malvern factory, it's fascinating. Pulling very wide now, Tony Lee's the almost round wide. He is under pressure on the number 15 car, the Formula 4 of John Millback, another one of those names that's synonymous with all the racing over the course of the last few years. But for the lead of the race, William Francis managed to pick up the lead of the race, but Andrew Thompson dives on the inside as they headed towards Murray's, and he's going to retake the lead. Is he a little bit slower coming out of the corner? Yes, he is, but the 3.7 litre engine, can he overhaul the 2.5 as they go through and over the start-finish line? Well, they are pretty evenly matched, but what's that coming out the back of the Blue Morgan? Is that fluid? It looks so it is, isn't it?
Yeah, that is leaking something very nasty. If the stewards aren't happy about that, that will be pulled in as if it doesn't expire before such time. Definitely look, and that's a trail that starts just under the gantry by the look of it, goes all the way through turn one. So that's either picking up someone else's fluid, or I reckon it was dropping it.
I think, yeah, it's coming out from underneath the engine of the number 75 car. You can see it and drop. Aware of that at the moment. William Pratt is under pressure again from Andrew Thompson. Now, it's not really evaporating, that line that came over the start-finish line, so it wasn't water that was going down. If it was, it's antifreeze. It could be possibly oil. So one of the marshals is going out there to, I think, have a sniff and rub his foot up and down to see how slippy that is. It seems to have stopped a little bit now. It's in a straight line where the engine went under enormous load where it happened, but we've got this great fight for the lead of the race, and also now trying to make it a trio rather than a pair is Tom Andrew, who at the wheel of the spearmint coloured car, the number 77 car, is not too far away.
No, we've seen Tom Andrew already out this weekend. And there he is. There is that lovely peachy green, hence try that entire sentence again. Hence the Mint M Sports team name. But he is running on that plus 6, that 3 litre car.
Rolls off the tongue, doesn't it?
Oh, beautifully so. Beautifully so. So yeah, leading the way then, as you can see on the left-hand side of the shot. And I mean, look at that. We're several minutes in, and the field hasn't dispersed to a huge amount. That peachy green car, Tom Andrew, 66, and Thompson's a little bit away in the ARB6. John Milway, you mentioned earlier, is coming in the CS60, or you have a C-Tech engine under the bonnet of that Morgan 4. And that car since the 70s. Right, everywhere there's that car is pretty much
Looks like a bag of skins as well, doesn't it? From silver, blue, spearmint, then yellow is the next one, which is Tony Lee's. It was up 4 places, I hasten to add. They did say after qualifying, I was surprised that Tony Lee's only qualified 9th. First lap of the race, 9th to 4th. Impressive stuff from him. Over the start-finish line they'll go. It is the car of Andrew Thompson that takes up the lead of the race. There's a great battle being headed by Tony Hurst, former champion at the wheel of the number 69 car, heading in towards the braking area for Murray's at the moment. Tony Hurst coming under pressure from the car that sits right behind him. That was a 74 car of Oliver Pratt. And then after Oliver Pratt, there's another 3 or 4 cars all queuing up. The one thing I didn't spot though, as he came over the start-finish line, was William Pratt's car in the lead of the race doing the same things this time through.
Like at first I was a little bit too distracted by that red and entourage that's just gone through turn 1. I'm not sure it is. Well, I can't imagine it can't be, because it's still keeping up pace with Andrew Thompson. It hasn't fallen away into the clutches of Tom Andrew.
There isn't another line, particularly over the start-finish line, so it makes me wonder, maybe a bit of overfill or something. It was just blowing out any overfill on the first lap.
Well, the marshals haven't flagged him in, and so we're assuming that car is well, and it's still certainly keeping pace with the field. Fastest lap belonging to, unsurprisingly, Andrew Thompson, but not by a huge degree from the 75 car behind William Pratt. But look at this wonderful scrap going on.
Tim Parsons, isn't it, in the primrose-coloured car that's under pressure. Whilst he's trying to attack and defend at the same time, he's got Tony Hurst, as I mentioned earlier on, is a former champion, but a very busy man with his acting career as well. What is it with actors and motor racing? We've got Tony Hurst, we've got Kelvin Fletcher. There's a few of them, aren't there, that get involved in motorsports. And yeah, the primrose-coloured attacking him is the Plus 4 Club Sport in the hands of Tom Richards. So good little fight that is. It's just threading its way out of Oggies and up towards Williams. And we'll be then heading down the Bentley Straight. Next up will be number 74 as well. In that particular track.
36 to Tom Richards.
No, he's the red one ahead. It might be Peter Sinclair Tisdale, possibly, or Tim Parsons.
I think Sinclair Tisdale is the yellow, the one with the yellow bonnet. Right. See with five, still chasing the hooded number 69. Having a really touch these guys, considering how hot every driver seems to get in these conditions. I'm sure the open top ones are actually enjoying a bit of free air and a bit of breeze. See that noise of the 87 Tony Lees. That must say just how glorious at 3.9 meters of actually engineering rumbling past. There's the number 74, so that again is Oliver Brown, one of the Cambium cars in the grid. There's 75. That's William Brown. As you mentioned, that's the lead battle going on. Doesn't seem to be dropping anything else. He continues to chase after Andrew Thompson.
Yeah, here he goes, Andrew Thompson heading up in towards Agostini. The blue car right behind him is William Pratt. This is for the lead of the race. They both dispensed a little bit with Tom Andrew, who's fallen away a shade more at the wheel of the Morgan Plus 6. That's the 3-litre car that sits there. And for Tom Andrew, he is at the moment lying second in the class. He really needs to catch up again with this blue number 75 car, which is William Pratt, because those are in the same class. They're both in class 1 as a result of having... Tom Andrew is in class 2. Is he? Yes, Tom Andrew is in class 2. He needs to catch up with the race leader, Andrew Thompson, because they both have 300 brake horsepower per tonne, whereas the blue car in hands of William Pratt has got more grunt. He's got 430 brake horsepower per tonne, based on the rolling road calculations put up on that car beginning of the season. It is still flowing stuff out, isn't it, down the straight?
That's expiring. That looked like a lot of smoke suddenly and getting a bit slippery then, so that is still determined to drop whatever fluids the engine's still got. However, no one seems to have told William Pratt that he's still giving it plenty.
Yeah, I thought it might be overflow and therefore it's just blowing its excess oil out or something like that. Maybe it wasn't issue. It's oil pressure related, or maybe it's something like crankcase pressure or something like that. Yeah, so it might be. As you get more engine revs, it's building up that pressure, and is that what's blowing it out? I think the scrutineers on the start-finish line are having a quick look now. It's coming out from underneath, but it's also coming out from the side of the engine as well. Largely because it is concerning. It's not going away. We're not getting a great deal worse, but something's not right.
I mean, the last thing you ever want to do is have the entire engine detonate, drop every bit of fluid we had. I mean, one of the caterers dropped all its oil. The engine then let go at 100 miles an hour, spitting the car into the infield, the bonnet in a completely different direction.
James Tubby is there.
Oh, it's James Tubby. That's what he incidentally didn't see who it was. Number 36 getting a bit crossed up. There's Tom Richards in the car at this particular point. Yep. The line to start from number 5. Screaming over the line there. A couple of cars not too far behind them. The hooded car is just as you went to break away. There's number 54. The inside that is within the Sinclair Tisdale, so the car identified earlier wasn't here, but he said that's the one I shot, which would actually be number 42, Peter Cole, I believe, in the lightweight roadster. Is the one I thought, that one, the yellow hooded one.
Yeah.
So there's 54.
I think I got it right, didn't I? I think it was Peterson Tisdale, because it was an all black car, wasn't it? It was the tail end of that little train. Just heading round through Palmer now is that little squabble still. Tim Parsons in the primrose coloured car, still coming under attack from the white car of Oliver Pratt. Oliver Pratt is close enough to at least show the name. So that will remain the same, whilst the race leaders are already heading up towards the bomb hole. They are on lap number 5 at the moment. We've got 9 minutes remaining of the scheduled 20, and Andrew Thompson at the wheel of the ARV6, the 3.7-litre machine, is not getting away still from the pole sitter, Andrew Pratt. Now, I don't think actually the scrutineers are too concerned about Andrew Pratt's car, what he's doing, because it's not laying anything on track, and therefore burning its own clock. They are having another good look this lap. He's still doing it, but it's not getting any worse at all. It's not leaving a line on the track, is it? So he might get away with it.
He set the fastest lap last time around as well. There's number 75 car, so whatever issues it's having, the car seems to disagree with it. No, I'm not smoking, honestly, mother. You know, that kind of thing. The 77 car on the top end, managed to close in a little bit, and they can see the colour cars just out of shot. So he's only 1.5 seconds behind the 75. So, yeah. Whoa, plenty of sideways going on for William Pratt there. Again, these are amazingly beautiful cars. He's not afraid. I was about to say he's not afraid to get it sideways. I wonder how much of that is actually choice, because if he's dropping oil onto his own tyres, of course that is going to cause it to misbehave, but it seems to be highly inconsistent. One corner he gets a bit sideways, the next he misbehaves himself. On and on it goes. They are actually catching one of the back markers I can see out the window. Can't see who though.
You'll have to see as to who they might be catching. And that will mean there's a bit of traffic to deal with then. So the top two still get between themselves. Tom Andrew that sits there in third position. Out front though still is the number 66 car of Andrew Thompson. The fastest lap of the race was at 2 minute 10.146, 2 minute 10.146, which is a little bit off the lap record pace for that particular class. The car that they are bearing down on, is it Richard Fern's number 5 car, I wonder, that they might be bearing down on? Again, as they head towards Boston, the straight front, some smoke in the underneath of William Pratt's car. He gets a better exit coming out of Brundle and Nelson. It's the 31 car they're closing in on, which is John Bevan, I think. So he moves out of harm's way, leading two go through, but it's also allowed the third place car of Tom Andrew in that spearmint coloured car to begin to close in a little bit more. 7 minutes remaining as they head up towards Coreham and on towards Murray's.
Yeah, it's about 4-ish laps depending on when they cross the time big. Yeah, that's making number 31, or what seemed to be the early 31. Really did disrupt the momentum. Over the line they come, and on the inside line coming into the first turn. Tom Andrew, can he do anything about the smoky number 75? Not on this occasion. So he's definitely got the pace to challenge. He's been upsetting the top laps in the timing corner, and that move has just lost a tiny bit of momentum. Can he close in? Oh, that's a little bit deep there for Andrew Thompson. Tom Andrew back in again. Oh, and there again, you can see now that smoke looks like he's getting worse out of the 75. He'll get very, very swiftly coming in front of us, side by side, coming up to Agostini. Who is going to win out on that one? It's still the number 66, Andrew Thompson, still just about holding on to the lead and fighting with everything he's got to hold on to that top spot.
Yeah, Andrew Thompson's driving just seems to be sort of calm, cool and collected, whereas William Pratt seems to be wringing the neck of his car a little bit more. Not surprising because he wants the lead, but Andrew Thompson hasn't really put a wheel wrong. He ran wide that one occasion down at Wilson, but other than that, he has been just looking fairly sublime and not really looking as though he's under the kind of pressure that he is. They head out of Williams for the 7th time and onto the Bentley Straight. 5.5 minutes of the race remaining. Andrew Thompson in the ARV6 still continues to lead the way. The light blue number 75 car of William Pratt breathing down his neck, but it's all going to get rather busy in a moment because they headed towards Brundle and Nelson. A raft of traffic that they're going to have to deal with, Chris.
That's the number 20, Tom Kilby, very much gets out of the way, does as he's told. And I mean, strictly speaking, they're not being blue flagged, but you do jump out of the way as best you can when the leaders are coming up towards you, or you at least don't jump in their way, which is surprisingly easy to do when you're in your own fight and you suddenly have then much faster cars coming up towards you. Oh, that was Andrew Thompson getting a big squiggly comes in Coreham just at the wrong moment. There is the number 5 car you identified earlier, Mark, of Richard Byrne. But still, that hasn't disrupted the top 3 too much as they scream over the line once again with 4.5 minutes remaining.
Yeah, so 4.5 minutes to go towards Richie's corner. They'll go William Pratt this time looking a little bit defensive because he's got Tom Andrew breathing down his neck at the wheel of the spearmint coloured +6, the 3-litre car, with its roof, of course, whereas the two ahead are topless in that respect, no roofs. So you can see the drivers working away and see how much they've got their head as they go into the corner and wrestle these fantastic movements around the Snetterton 300 circuit. That little squabble for second and third has all of them just allowed the race leader, Andrew Thompson, to break away.
But time and again, when any one of these 3 have got an advantage, the other 2 chasing have closed that back down. We'll see.